Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at NEAR protocol. I will be going over pretty good news which the NEAR has recently, and this is going to be a latest update on NEAR and what is going on with the project and whether it is bullish as of now or not. So let's get started. Okay, so the biggest news, or I think the biggest update for the NEAR is actually it is going to be a user owned AI. So they are going to introduce many AI related things, and they are going to actually grow their ecosystem for AI, and I think which is going to be pretty big. So this is actually coming from their co-founder Ilya Poloskan. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but whatever. So let's just read what he has to say. So he says that AI is going to fundamentally change the way we interact with the computing, coordinate with each other. So that is actually true. So Near has become one of the most dominant consumer blockchains for the mainstream application, which is also true, with millions of transactions per day. That may or may not be true. Still, it's doing, the Near itself is doing pretty awesome as well. So basically, they are actually building on the next stage of Near's roadmap, which is actually to enable Near to become the home for the user owned AI. So basically, as of now, AI is actually owned by the centralized entities such as OpenAI, and we have Google with the Gemini. We also have Claude as well. So most of the AI as of now is centralized, and what they want, actually they want it to become decentralized from what I can understand here, or they actually want to put the power of AI where it belongs, in the hands of users. So it is unclear how they will actually achieve that, but still, so their first objective is to actually, the Near Foundation will invest in making Near the best ecosystem for the next generation of AI research and applications. So according to them, the biggest problem with AI as of now is the research. So they are actually going to hire many AI, actually I think many AI expert, and fund them, and I think boost the NEAR ecosystem for the AI, which is going to be pretty awesome for the NEAR itself. So they do actually acknowledge that it is a short term version, but they are also looking toward the longer term, because AI is still fundamentally a research problem. They recently started the NEA AI R&D lab, which is pretty big. I think it is led by Alex and him, the co-founder Ilya itself. So they will first build an AI developer to tackle the core problem of building end-to-end Web3 applications from user intent. So they will hire teams of AI researchers and invest in cutting-edge research required to achieve this. So I think they do have a pretty good investments. So I think they could actually achieve that. But still, it is an ambitious project. So after that, we have the Near ecosystem is actually best positioned to achieve this vision at a scale by combining user distribution in the tens of millions, a Web3 developer ecosystem that includes growing number of AI projects and ample financial resources. So uh, let's see what happens with his background, as he says that as a co-creator of Transformers with Alex AI experience, and with the near styles to the most important leaders in both Web3 and AI spaces, because they do have, the Near co-founder does have ties with Nvidia, which I think is going to be pretty interesting or pretty important in this, to achieve this, all of this users on AI movement. So let's see what happens but their effort in the ecosystem building R&D and infrastructure will create flywheel to attract more builders and positions the users on AI ecosystem to succeed at the global scale. The goal is to actually create alternative solution to close centralized players, which include having OpenAI, and we also have Gemini, Claude, and others, and enable a future where super powerful AI truly benefits users and communities, drives new economies, and accelerate innovation and creativity. So my response to this, actually, he is actually the co-founder of Near Protocol and CEO of the Near Foundation. So I think this is a very ambitious letter or the post from the co-founder. But if they are actually able to achieve it, I think the Near's ecosystem is going to actually grow tremendously if they are actually able to achieve it. So let's see what happens. But I think this is one of the most important update from the co-founder, and I think this statement or this post is actually going to be very important for the Near in the future. So now let's just move towards new updates which the Near actually has done in the past or recently. So this update actually came on May 29th, so this is pretty recent. So they actually are introducing Near name tokens, which will be multi-chain cross-platform digital identities in Web3. So basically, as of now, they do have something called Near already offers a deeply integrated identity solution with named Near accounts. They do have Near accounts as of now. So, however, they are only limited to Near ecosystem, which is the biggest downside of these actual Near accounts. So now they are actually introducing Near name tokens that will offer users a comprehensive digital identity solution across a wider Web3 ecosystem while keeping Near front and center. So I think this is something new that they are doing. So we have various things users can do actually as of now. So users will be able to do the following things. So the first thing is actually a simplified wallet address across hundreds of different blockchain networks. So that means we are going to have a single name for the Near actually, and which will be actually able to receive and transfer tons of different blockchains. So I think this is going to include Ethereum, Bitcoin, Eventbase and others. After that, we have as an infrastructure identifier across hundreds of different blockchain networks, which is also pretty interesting. And after that, we also have as a cross-platform username across various different decentralized platforms, including DeFi, Gamify, Socialify, Spotify and other related applications. So that is pretty interesting because that means a user will have a single identity across various platforms. That is, I think, going to be very interesting because that means a user won't actually need different account for each DeFi or GameFi, so they can actually have single account which will be actually used across various games or different things. We also have verifiable credentials, VCs, to platforms and services that a user interacts with. Besides that, we also have to gain access to unique benefits and rewards program for participating in the D3 ecosystem. So users can actually get various rewards or even I think airdrops, something like that. And last but not least is expression of interest for the eventual .near equivalent domain on the internet. So they will also be able to get something like .near domain as well, so .eth, something like that. That is going to be very interesting. So this is actually with the partnership with the D3. So after that, we have a pretty interesting another news, which is the Near Foundation partners with a Neat protocol to accelerate the growth of AI application with 1 million of Near delegation. So that is going to be pretty interesting. So basically, I think they are actually giving away grants for AI applications inside, I think, which will be actually in the Near ecosystem, which is going to be pretty interesting, and I think that is going to actually grow the Near as well. So after that, I think so this news is a pretty interesting one. So Near actually got listed on Bithumb, which is the biggest exchange in the Korea. So Korea is one of the biggest, I think, country where the crypto is mostly traded. So that is pretty interesting, and I think that is pretty good for the Near. So along with that, we have IOZ, but we are not looking at IOZ as of now. So our only focus in this video is the Near. So that's pretty good for the Near, and I think that actually will include trading volume in the Near in the future. That's pretty interesting. So now let's move to the biggest update, which is that a Grayscale launches trust for the Bitcoin layer 2 stakes and Near protocol. So that is really big for the Near. So if you just go to the Near Grayscale, they have a lot of trust. So as you can see, we have Grayscale basic attention trust, we have Bitcoin Cash Trust, event channeling, Decentraland, we have Decentraland DeFi fund as well. We also have Ethereum Trust, including Filecoin and others. So they just launched Near Trust, so which is pretty interesting. So as of now, I think they have around 1.9 million assets under management. So I think that is going to grow even more. So this actually launched on, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. If we just do open it here, I think we will have a history or something like a price action here. So yes, it did become available on around 22 May. So as you can see, it is actually going down, but I think this is going to be pretty interesting, and I think that is actually going if we see a near ETF in the future, I think this will actually be turned into a near ETF. So if we do see a near ETF, I think this is going to actually turn into a near ETF in the future if we do see that. So I'm actually adding a big if, but eventually if we do see a near ETF, I think this will eventually become an ETF. So it's pretty interesting. So I think this is one of the biggest news for the near recently. So we are done with news, and I think these were pretty big updates. So let's move to other things now. So now let's move towards near states, or the first one is actually the DeFi TVL. So if you just look here, the near protocols ecosystem is actually growing slowly. As you can see, we have a pretty good improvement in the TVL as well. So total value locked has actually gone up from hitting as low as 230 million, and it's up 100 million from April 15th, as you can see, which is pretty awesome, I think. And we do have seen a pretty good increase in the one month actually. As you can see, we have a Buru. I think we also have linear protocol gaining over 33%. So this is a liquid staking solution for the near, and I think that's pretty interesting. As you can see here, as of now the ecosystem is slowly growing, but still I don't think we have enough DApps on the near as of now. So I think once we do see more DApps on the near, I think that is going to grow even bigger than that. So still its high is around 300. I think its high is around 300, or its high is around 481 million, and I think we could actually end up breaking it in this volume. That seems to be possible. So let's just see how it turns out in the future, but as of now it's doing pretty awesome. So let's move to the let's move to the wallets or the other blockchain states of the near. So if you just look here, we have the daily transactions, which have actually gone up pretty good. So I was actually wrong about the transactions, about daily transaction in millions. So there are actually daily transactions happening in the million, as you can see, and this growth actually did came after, I think this growth actually came after December, as you can see, and it has actually gone up, and it has been going up daily. That is pretty awesome for the near. So we also have a pretty good unique users. So the biggest one we had was back in November, which we had around 15 million, and as of now in the last month, or in the month of March, we had around 12 millions, and in the April we had around 12 million as well. So which is pretty awesome. So I think the number of users are actually growing. That is pretty good for the near. So let's just see if we have anything else going on in the near, in this actually blockchain state. So let's just try to check the home one. So as of now the TPS are actually pretty good, as you can see. So never mind, we don't have anything. So let's just move to other explorer, which I have opened here. So these are the daily transaction. We did cover that. So I think what we need to look at the transaction fee chart. So this is pretty important because near does burn transactions fees, so that I think some of the transaction fees are burnt and some actually goes to the validators, but some of the transactions are burned. So this is actually deflationary in the long run. So if in the future there is a lot of activity going on the near protocol, I think that means at some point we could eventually become deflationary for the near. But if we look at the daily supply, which is actually given to the stakers, that's pretty big as well. So I don't think in the long run it could actually eventually become a deflationary, but as of now it's not looking like that it will become deflationary as of now, but still it could actually happen. So let's just see the near token. So if you look here, as of now we have the supply for around 1.08 billion. So if you just look here, we have a daily unlocks of around 2.9 million nears as of now. Most of them around 1.14 million is actually epoch reward, so that that actually goes to the validators as well as delegators. So if you are staking the NEAR, you can actually earn a pretty good APY from that as well. So that could actually, that is a pretty interesting one. But in 135 days, that actually does go down. So epoch reward actually goes from 1 million to as low as 1.71k, which is pretty low. So I think that I think the inflation will settle around 5% or even below than that. So I have not checked that. That is a mistake on my part, but still, by 2025 October, the NEAR supply will be around, I think, 1.2 billion. So in just I think, how many months are there? So I think in 15 or 16 months, the NEAR supply will increase from 1.08 billion to 1.28 billion. So that is the increase of 200 million. So 200 million coins coming into the market, that's pretty good. So I think that is actually going to add a sell pressure a slight bit, but still I think if the demand does increase, that 200 million supply won't impact that much too near, but still that is a significant supply which will come out in just 15 months. So you have to keep that in mind if you are looking to buy the NEAR. So let's just look at the price action and see what is going on with the NEAR there. So moving towards its price analysis and price prediction, it is actually hard to predict the price because as of now we have no idea what the Bitcoin will do. But let's just suppose that Bitcoin does end up hitting the 100k or even more than that. So if that does happen, I think NEAR is actually going to hit its all-time high, which is around $20. So as of now it's trading around 7 million. So if we do look at its market cap, it could actually end up hitting 24 billion, and that is a possibility because in the past the peak it did was around 12 billion. So even if we look as of now, it is not that it actually has not hit its past market cap, but still I think there is a possibility if the Bitcoin does end up hitting 100k. But if we just try to analyze the price as of now, I think we are actually due for a small correction, because due for a correction, you can call it small or even larger than that, because we did have a breakout from here, but unfortunately it did not hold. So I think we are probably going to retest somewhere around here. That is a pretty good retest, and I think that could be a pretty good entry as well. So I think I would be very much interested in here around somewhere. I think, just a second, let me get the perfect entry. So I think the first entry which I would be interested for the NEAR is around somewhere 5.8 to 5.7. So if this does end up happening, I think it could be a very profitable trade. So we could actually end up selling it around $7, or even 6.9 could be interesting, or even 6.5 is pretty interesting. So that is a pretty profitable trade if you are into that as well. So if we look for another entry for the NEAR, I think we do have an entry again, and this was the demand zone which it did actually end up hitting. So I think that is a pretty good entry, but I think this one is also pretty interesting. So around 5.1 to $5 is also pretty interesting, and after that we do have entries below that. So in the long run, so just a second, so the last entry which I think is pretty good is around 4.2 to 4.1. So let's just talk about NEAR for the long run. I think in the long run this coin is actually going to be a wild card, because I think this coin as of now, let's just see where it is when it comes to the big cap. So as of now it's at the 20th number, as you can see here. So if you look at the other coins, we have Uniswap, Polkadot is not doing that much good. So I think NEAR could actually end up taking over. I think it is going to give a tough time to Chainlink. So I think NEAR could actually be easily trading around or even above the Tron in the future, because NEAR I think does have a much more it is going to see a pretty good increase in the ecosystem, because NEAR is actually focused on the AI, and most of the coins actually are trying to focus on the AI. but I don't think we have anything in the top 10s that is actually near, that is actually doing something the near is doing. Because even if we look here, we if we look at the AI coins, we do have, I think, Fetch AI, but which also has around 5.5 billion market cap, and near has around 7.8. I think near could actually become big and could actually end up taking over 18th or 17th spot in the future. But we do have a merge coming in for the Fetch, Ocean, and I think what was the last one? Oh, Singularity. So the merge could actually end up putting the what is the coin called, AIS or something like that. So that coin could actually become the top 10, but I think near is going to become an AI coin in the future, and I think that is going to be the biggest selling point for the near, and I think we will see a lot of buying for the near in the future. But I think the future of the near is pretty good, but we do have a 200 million sell pressure in the next 15 months, so you have to keep that in mind as well. So I think that is actually going to keep the near price suppressed, but still I think near will do pretty good if the overall market does go up. But still, if the market does go up and the BTC does starts pumping, I think near is actually easily 2x from here, and I think it could actually end up hitting $14 if the BTC does go up. So what we need as of now is a breakout from its recent high, which is I think around 8.86 or sorry, $9. So if we do end up seeing a high from here, I think we are, just a second, what happened? Okay, so if it does break out from here, I think we don't have any resistance till okay, so I don't think we have any resistance till $10 or even I think 13 or $12. So if it does break out from here, I think it is actually going to go over 12 or even $14 easily. So this coin is still pretty interesting, and if you are able to get entries somewhere around here, I think the trade is going to be pretty profitable that as well. So this was it. I hope you like the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.